What is going on, guys? Happy BTL Tuesday, episode 235 piece. Hold the damn fry. As always, joined by your guys, Krabs and Javon. Chat, I am in the Corp parents' basement today. I had to help out with some mulch around the yard, and I'm still sweating buckets right now. So, unfortunately for you guys, this is what you get to see, an extra red crab to start out the show. And unsurprisingly, I do run hot. Probably the least surprising thing about me, to be honest with you. Javon, happy Tuesday. You have a good day yesterday?
I did. It was a good little night. We went to the Rangers game, caught some props.
Sure.
Kind of scared, honestly. Did that before Dinger Tuesday. Probably not the best time.
No, I wish you saved it for Dinger Tuesday. That's a good point, Javon. But you're going to the game. You know, you got a couple guys you're eyeing, and next thing you know, they're both hitting nukes. One of them was Kevin Pillar, which is a crazy call. The other one, you know, they're already up 6-0, and they're swinging green light on 3-0. La Russa, the White Sox old manager, would have had a stroke if that was his game. He would have lost his mind, chat. He would have lost his freaking mind. And that's why he's not a manager anymore. All right, grow up. We've got an absolutely stacked day today, chat. Obviously, have to talk about the Judge situation. Was he cheating? Was he not? I don't know. We're going to talk about it. I want your opinions as well. Okay. Chat, I will hold, or Javon, hold Krabs accountable on Judge. Jay Dims is saying in chat. The Yankee fans are out. All right. You can tell they're pissed. They did not like that tweet last night about Judge cheating. But hey, you caught him red-handed. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We'll obviously go over the Western Conference Finals tonight. We've got some NBA. And Doc Rivers getting canned as well. Good call yesterday, Javon, with that. And a 15-game MLB slate we've got for us today. Plenty of winners on the board, Javon. Dinger Tuesday as well. We'll talk about some home run props we like, right? You got a couple guys on your minds? We don't need to go into it now, but you got a couple dudes?
I do. Yeah, it's kind of a weird and tough dinger slate, to be honest with you. So had to get creative. There's some weird names on the list today.
Well, I'm always down to get creative. Always down to get creative. Chat, is my audio whack? I know I don't have my mic. Someone's saying headphone users and piss while crabs in parents' basement. Am I too loud, chat? And I'm not sunburned. I'm literally just sweating from doing mulch for the last – dude, we did it for 4 hours. It's the last time I'll talk about it because nobody cares. But we did it for 4 hours last night. Didn't finish it. Came back this morning, pumped it out for another 2 hours, and I'm still sweating buckets, chat. Still sweating buckets. So that's on me. Extra red today. Maybe that'll need more winners. I don't know.
Hey,
all right? Sure. Javon, let's go over the recap from yesterday. Josh, we've got some recaps to go over. Yeah. Well, we'll go over that tweet as well soon too. But yeah, L recap from me, W recap from Javon as usual here. 2 for 3. Good call there on the Nats. Dodgers ML was free, never in doubt last night. Sure. The old walk-off walk. Ever heard of it?
Yeah, I hated that game. I can't even feel good about that. Not because they didn't deserve it, but that game was just piss. It blew the game 4 times.
Yeah. I fell asleep. I'm not going to lie. I feel like I ran a half marathon yesterday. I fell asleep, and I woke up to a text from Big Dave because I know he sneak nuked the squad ride. He's been starting to tail these again. And he said something along the lines of, what the fuck just happened? And I didn't know if that meant they won or lost. I checked my phone. I see they won, and I'm like, that's weird. Something crazy must have happened. Check Twitter. A walk-off walk.
Yeah.
How about it?
Yeah. After an intentional walk, too, which is funny.
Sure. Yeah, they intentionally walked Max Muncy, right, to get to him.
Which they should have, 100%. But
he hit 2 nukes that game, didn't he?
Yeah, 2 nukes, and then they had Trace Thompson, who came off the bench to pinch run hitting. So, it was the smart move. It's just funny how it happened.
Yep, 100%. Why crabs look like a Zoom professor? Gee, give me a break, man. Cut me some slack. Hovey said, you're a little ugly, but volume's good. Okay, I can deal with that. Sure.
There you go.
And then 18-1 under, sure, yes. Hold me accountable, chat. Hold me accountable as always. #transparency. Yeah, not my best work. It sucks because I was halfway there with the read on Flaherty, right? But the Cardinals bats turns out it was not just the hitter-friendly Fenway Park. Okay, they're heating up. I mean, holy smokes with that game last night.
Yeah, they might be back.
They might be back, chats. They might be back. Crabs over under 9. Arenado's back, and we're going to talk about him in a little bit too, Javon. 100%. Crabs over under 90 on the course. I'm going to take the over. I'm no pro. Okay. I am playing this afternoon, though, with my little cousin who's been begging me to play for 2 years. So excited to play with him this afternoon while I'm back home in MD for the day. You guys know I usually reside on the other side. I'm in Virginia right now, but Drew Rosinski. I butchered it. Sure. Under and run. Sure. Yeah, that was a terrible wager. That was a shit wager. Here's what we're going to do with Drew Rosinski. We're not going to bet him. We're going to put him in the Patrick Corbin bin. We put him in at the end of the season last year. All right. We're not getting cute. We're not getting sharp with Drew Rosinski. That dude straight up just throws BP.
Yeah.
Do you agree, Javon?
Kind of does. Yeah.
I mean, the dude throws meat.
He kind of does. I mean,
he works at Maggiano's. It's like he works at Maggiano's. He fucking whipping out meatballs.
Yeah, just about.
Unbelievable. Squad ride though, cast. Shocker. Dubs. Good work, Javon. Dodgers ML, never in doubt. And how about the kids? How about the kids last night on a Monday getting it started? I think I've started off the head-to-head challenges both weeks, Javon, with 5 points combined on the first 2 days. Not a good start. I'm a slow starting team, typically. Yeah. Second half team, if you will. But we had some good production from Mullins last night with a nuke, and Rizzo did his job. He had an RBI double, sure. Jonathan India came through. Did his total bases hit as well?
Yeah, he had 2 singles and then an RBI and a run. So he was
Dubs.
Good on everything.
Dubs, Verdugo coming through with 3 points. Chat, you're saying there's a chance. Chat. I'm up.
I'll tell you
Don't
what.
say
I think you're going to have hope the entire week until Shane McClanahan comes through with 55 points on Friday.
Yeah, and crushes my hopes and dreams on Friday.
Playing the Brewers, so he just might have 12 strikeouts.
Oh, no. Oh, no, chat. This is good. I'll be built up and happy and cocky all week, and then Friday night when there's no BTL the next day, he's just going to put up a 60 burger.
Just might.
Complete game shutout. My goodness. Krabs, I'm nuking Royals ML. I want the old Krabs that would nuke this with me. So sad. Well, Chiote, that old Krabs lost 40 units in MLB last year, so we're not betting those anymore. We're being smarter. We're being flexible and targeted. We're executing at a much better rate this season. Less bets. Less bets. Less bets. Quality over quantity. Less bets equals less losers. I'm no mathematician, Javon, but you crunch those numbers for me real quick. You got a college degree. That math check out for you?
Yeah, I think it does. I think it works.
Sure. Trevor Bauer with an 8.4 ERA in Japan. Holy smokes.
Yeah, he got smoked last night. I saw some tweet about that.
Is that only his second start, though? I'm pretty sure.
No, I think he's got a couple.
Third, maybe. Maybe third.
Yeah.
Maybe third. He pitched in the minors for them a little bit before he hopped up. I tweeted about it. I think it was like 2 weeks ago, so it probably was his third start last night. Damn, he's getting roughed up.
Yeah.
My goodness. Crazy to see how he's going to start cheating to get back into it like he always does. He always finds a way. And Javon, speaking of cheating, might as well go into it. Chat, I'll be quiet. I'll let you listen to the commentators. Listen to the commentators. Listen to them. Can we go full screen with that video? No sound?
No sound.
Dude.
GG.
I go listen to the audio and it's just silent for 20 seconds. Nice.
Yeah. Well, we can tell you what they said. You can go to the tweet and check it out and hear it for yourself. But they were saying that they caught the same thing at the same time. They kind of looked at each other funny because they saw him looking towards the dugouts, and then they saw it happen for the next two pitches, including the one they hit a nuke on. So it was kind of funny how it all happened. It's a little weird.
There it goes. See ya. I mean, it's got to be easier to hit home runs if you know what pitches are coming. Huh? Let me defend Judge for a second before I rest. Let me defend him for a second. Number one, Aaron Judge is the best home run hitter in baseball when he's healthy. He is. Whether he's cheating or not, I don't know, but he is the best home run hitter when he's healthy. I will say that on record. All right? Nobody clip that. Number two. I'm a baseball guy. I've been around the game pretty much my entire life. Cheating's a part of baseball, right? Trying to steal signs, trying to see where the first baseman's positioned before the pitch to see if it's going to be an off-speed or a fastball, depending on where he moves left to right because he thinks he's going to pull it or hit it away. There's a lot of different things that could be going on here. Maybe Judge was just catching, the catcher moving and trying to see if it was an outside pitch. That could be it. Maybe he was looking at his dugout, like he said, right? Maybe he was looking at his boys who were apparently chirping from the dugout, and you could hear him chirping, and it was right after Boone got ejected, so that's fair. And they definitely were yelling, and we know Judge is not a big argue guy. He never has been in the past. Overall, he's a pretty mellow dude, and he made it pretty clear after the game that he just wanted to chirp his boys to tell him to pretty much shut up so I can lock in this at-bat. That was his excuse. Now, that's a good excuse, okay? And he also did act, and we'll show the video after the post-game interview. I guess we won't, actually, because you can't hear the audio. He seemed shocked by the question. He seemed like it was aliens asking him the question. He paused for a little bit, and then he went in to give that excuse. Here's the deal. The only thing that's off to me about this whole situation is that the commentators, who, by the way, are two of the most respected commentators in baseball, the commentators, they clearly stated in the beginning of this video, and I wish you guys could fucking hear it, but you can't. They clearly stated that my man's was doing this the whole game. Okay, he was doing this multiple times. This was not the first time. And if that's the case, well, Aaron Judge's excuse after the game only covers up that one time he looked over when they caught it on video and then followed up with a nuke, right? That's where I'm a little disconnected here. He's probably not cheating. It's probably not a Houston Astros trash can, buzzer type situation. It's probably not that. Is he maybe peeping some signs? Maybe. Could he maybe be looking in his dugout for something? I don't know. But I've never seen a guy right before the pitch is about to come look over to the dugout literally 2 seconds before the guy's pitching. The guy's probably in his windup already when he's looking over. That's a little off to me. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm wrong a lot. I'm biased about the Yankees. I hate them. But this still feels a little off to me. Javon, I would like your take on it because you're a little less biased. What are you thinking, man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little less biased. I do hate the Yankees, but I don't really hate Judge as much, I guess, as you might. But I don't know. It's certainly weird, not just because, like, you talk about him doing it the duration of the game, which is what the commentators said, but also throughout the at-bat, doing it a couple different times. It could be them picking up signs from the first base coach who says the guy's tipping or whatever. So it's not – doesn't have, like, 100% certainty that's, like, illegal. It might be cheating, but not necessarily illegal. But it's definitely weird. I mean, looking at his response in the interview too, it was that long awkward pause, and then he was like, "Yeah."
I mean, he acted like he got caught red-handed. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I mean, that's
all I'm gonna say. He did.
That was the guiltiest response I think I ever have seen.
He did.
Talking about chirping from the dugouts. You were talking about that the entire game, and then like I don't know, from a person who has played baseball pretty much their entire life, I don't know anything that makes me want to look at my dugout seconds before I get a pitch from, the pitcher, obviously. I want to stay locked in the entire time. So you're looking over there for chirping from your dugout, telling him to shut up for 3-4 at-bats was
when the guy's in his windup?
Yeah, when the guy's in a windup, not when you're kind of getting into the box or whatever. That was kind of a terrible excuse. So, I mean, there's something going on there, whether it's some form of, I don't know, them actually stealing signs or looking maybe at the first base coach to look for like indications because the guy's tipping or whatever it may be. There's something going on there, 100%. Whether it's some illegal scheme, I don't know, probably not likely, but
we're never going to know because obviously, number one, he's not going to incriminate himself because he's not a fucking idiot. Okay. Yeah. Number two, even if he was, let's say he was for some reason, he had an epiphany in his head after the game and he was like, holy smokes, I effed up. Okay, I did cheat. He wouldn't say squat anyways because the rest of his teammates would be so fucking pissed for them giving up the tell from the pitcher from tipping his pitches. They'd be so blown, and they would like to know that tell and not have it spoiled, right, for the rest of the series if they face this reliever again. Now, it's probably caked at this point because everything's gone viral last night with Judge potentially cheating. It's definitely caked. These teams have Twitter too, guys. They don't live under a rock. Okay, I'm sure they've seen all this BS. And I'm sure Judge, I thought he'd be expecting that question at the end, from the media, but it really looked like he didn't. It was weird.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that excuse was really what put it over the top for me. That made absolutely no sense. So, I mean, there's something going on, whether it's illegal or not. We'll just, I guess, never find out what it is.
Yep. And I will say, I went back and looked at the pitches in this at-bats. Not that this is the only at-bat that matters because he was apparently doing this the whole game, but in that at-bat, the pitcher only threw him 6 sliders or 5 sliders. So he probably knew the slider was coming anyways. I mean, he threw at the previous 4 or 5 pitches and then absolutely obliterated it 500 feet, by the way. Insane nuke. It's still just a little weird to me. And he probably was getting a tip. He was probably getting a tip from his first base coach. He was probably getting a tip from someone in the dugout, right? These pitchers are idiots. These guys show their hand, they show their pitches, they tip their pitches more often than you'd think. They do.
Oh yeah.
More so much so that the stuff that we hear about is probably not even half of it. Because the smart teams don't open their mouths, right? And they keep that shit to themselves. So we'll never know if Judge was, cheating or whatever. I'm sure his eyes will be absolutely locked into the freaking at-bat in his next game tonight. He's not going to freaking blink or look over anywhere. But I'm curious to see how this plays out. I am. Probably nothing's coming out of it. But I still think something's off. Even if this wasn't the Yankees. Let's say this was Juan Soto on the Mets. I'd probably still be sitting up here talking about it, saying that it was weird. I might not be calling him a cheater, but I'd still be sitting up here saying something's a little bit off about that situation. Because it is. It is.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. We'll never know. He's probably getting a sign from one of his coaches, or maybe he's just looking at where the catcher's moving. We'll never know, chats. But the ball went 500 feet. So at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And Side note, Manoa, turkey tossed McGee.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Okay, let's go ahead and get that on record. Turkey tossed McGee.
Thanksgiving
He
dinner.
is atrocious, dude. And then the clip of going viral on Twitter last night of Manoa at he was on some weird, show or stream or cooking show. And the guy he was on the show with him asked him, who's the biggest cheater in baseball? And he said, Garrett Cole. I don't know if that clip came up on your feed last night, but that's gone viral. We know that there's beef between Manoa and the Yankees, and I freaking love it. I love the beef. Okay.
Yeah.
If we don't have the Red Sox Yankees fighting anymore, might as well have the Yankees hating Manoa and putting 6 runs up on them,
Yeah, that was fun to see, even if it was the Yankees. Manoa getting turked up again. I love the narrative that was floating around. Everybody taking him yesterday because he owns the Yanks, because he dominated a lineup with, no Judge, really no half the top of that lineup earlier this season, and he's pitched well against them, I guess, in his prior years where he was better. He got rocked. So he could hold that one with all of his turkeys and all the people defending him all year, all the beginning of the year, like he was going to be the Cy Young candidate or something. He sucks.
Sure. Yeah. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. His velo's down. His pitches aren't the same. Plain and simple. All right, chat. That's enough. Aaron Judge is a cheater talk for one day. We'll see how this one plays out. How about Angel Hernandez? Javon, are you hip to the whole Angel Hernandez umpiring situation?
Not.
Okay. Do you know who Angel Hernandez is?
Of course I do.
This piece of shit? Of course. Okay. Worst umpire of all time, and the only reason he still has a job is because he sued baseball for some sort of diversity thing. We're not going to go into all that, but he's only worked 1 game this season, Javon, and he hasn't worked since April 3rd. Not really a big story here. I just want to let you guys know, congratulations, round of applause. We haven't had to see Angel Hernandez work this season as much. He's atrocious.
Thank the Lord.
Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. One of the worst umpires ever. Ever, ever, ever. And then Doc Rivers, Javon. We literally talked about this yesterday, bro. We talked about this yesterday on BTL. And what happens? Maybe they were listening?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it was the hottest take in the world saying he's got to be fired. It was bound to happen sometime soon.
It was probably coming.
Yeah.
It was probably coming.
I mean, that was not going to say it was all on him, obviously, but a big reason why they had, 2 games of that series where they really had the chance to steal one late and they choked, which would have massively changed the series, obviously. Any sort of coaching adjustments would have gotten that one done, no matter how your star players are playing in that moment. So he's just washed. Let's call it what it is.
Yep. Hey, maybe we'll bring him to DC. Can't be worse than our coach right now. Can't be worse. It'd be impossible.
I don't know. Like we were talking about, though, like Doc Rivers has always pretty much had stars in the league. And I mean, Bradley Beal is one of them, but you obviously have a much worse supporting cast. So put him, make him switch positions with Wes, and I guarantee you get similar results.
Okay. Yeah, dude just can't close. Hate to see it. I've got a question, BTL. I've never used Prize Picks and was wondering how fast does the app pay after a win, and what are the stipulations? So usually they're graded, right after the game. Yeah. Depends on the sport, but if you're doing NBA tonight, if you're doing MLB, it's probably going to get graded right after the game. And then depending on how many people you put in your Prize Picks, the payouts are different, right? And it tells you all that on the app. Okay. Start small. Start with 2 pieces, start with 3 pieces, start with 4 pieces. Once you hit some of those, then have some fun with some 6 pieces. That's what I would say. But definitely start small, right, Javon? 3 pieces.
Yeah, 2. I started with 2 pieces. Even when you're like in situations where maybe you're just starting or even like struggling to get some green, don't be afraid to hit the little 3-piece flex button. That's kind of my favorite to get some coin back in the account, even though that probably all the EV people have a heart attack talking about that one. They're like, yeah, not positive EV. Take it somewhere else. Take a straight bet. Only take V-specific Prize Picks payouts. I don't care, bro. I'm just trying to win. Get great. I'm just trying to
click buttons that are green, brother.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to do math.
Yeah,
I did my Javon. You've done your math. You just graduated. Like, I've done my math. I don't want to do anymore. I want to hit bets. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't need to crunch numbers and take plus EV bets. We need to take winners.
Yeah,
winners.
Winners are winners. If you think something's going to turn green, I'm taking it. I don't really care.
Yep. And I'm tailing G Unit.
Of course. Of course.
Sure. Well, Chad, we'll get into some prize picks here. All right. But first, Javon, you want to do some Dinger Tuesday? Should we ask Chat? Chat's been really bitchy today. Chat, what do you guys want? What do you guys want today, huh? What do you guys want to go over? You want to go over the MLB slates? You want us to bang out this NBA Western Conference Finals real quick? Should we do Dinger Tuesday? We're going to do all three. We got an hour. We got plenty of time. No stress. Okay. You guys know we always start out with segments and then dive into the card because we don't want to talk about bets for an hour and a half and just look at the slate. Right. That's not a good shot. NBA Lotto also. Somebody fill me in. Yeah, let's do some NFL Week 1 talk. Commanders -6. Sure.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. NBA Lotto tonight. Picks with Deej. Is that true? Is that confirmed? I've been hearing some text in my group chat talking about the Lotto tonight.
Yeah, speaking
is that a thing?
Yeah, I saw yesterday, like I got a bunch of Mavericks fans. They dropped the hype tape for the lottery, which I thought
the
was
Mavs did.
Hilarious. Yeah, absolutely hilarious. They dropped the whole little highlight reel edited clip hyping up the lotto, which I thought was absolutely insane that they did
W
that.
Zoom, Josh. W Zoom. And that is, John, you think the basketball gods are up there liking that, or you think they're sitting there watching, laughing, eating their popcorn, about to give them the worst pick of all time?
Yeah, there's probably nobody that deserves that last pick in the lottery probably more than the Mavs.
Yeah. Give it to them. Yeah, why are they getting the fucking hype video? They don't have a good pick, do they?
They like just barely made it into the lottery because
they have a lottery pick. They have a 0.7% chance or whatever. The Wizards have a better chance. Sure.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear to God, if the Wizards get Wembanyama, I'm gonna lose my mind. But it's not gonna happen. Where do you guys think he's going? Okay, let's talk about if the lotto was rigged. If the NBA wanted to hand place Wembanyama on an up-and-coming team, is he putting him on the Pistons? He's probably not sending him to Houston. He's probably not sending him to Spurs. You think he's going to the Pistons? Maybe the Hornets?
I don't know. I would think if we're talking rigged, I think the biggest attraction may be the Spurs, only because this is kind of the end of Popovich's career, and it's a organization down there, which, aside from just their performance on the court, seems like they're kind of dying a little bit. They're a big brand in the NBA that's kind of been tapering off. So I wouldn't be surprised, like if it was rigged for him to be placed there. I think it roster-wise would make a lot of sense for him to go to Houston or Detroit because they have a lot of young pieces, so that they would be very exciting to watch, albeit maybe not very good. But that Spurs landing location would be interesting. Ditto with Tim Duncan. I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, that would make the most sense. Like looking at pretty much anybody but the Spurs, it would be a lot of just a young team with a lot of exciting pieces. So it would be like really, really entertaining for a lot of these teams, Rockets, Pistons, or even the Hornets. But Spurs is probably the interesting landing spot with Popovich there.
Or maybe the Blazers and Dame finally get some help.
That could be it too.
Okay. Gun to my head, I'm my guess, Chad. I'm going with the Pistons, and honestly, I wouldn't hate seeing it. What was that? I didn't see that one. Chicago 3-peat in terms. That's definitely Josh. Pinning that one. Attaboy, Josh.
There we go.
I'm going with the Pistons. That's my guess. That's my pick. But guys, it's random. Okay, give me a break. Javon, who's your pick, real quick? Spurs.
Yeah, I say Spurs.
Okay. You want to talk about this Western Conference Final game tonight, real quick?
Yeah, we can.
Dubs. Lakers, Denver tonight, chat. Opened up at 5. Denver -5 at home. Now they're up to -6. Some places maybe 5.5. Some places maybe 6.5. Always line shop, chat. Always line shop. Always download Pickett and track your bets and follow us on there. Okay. That is the rules. That is the way. Okay. Denver -6. I think that's a fat number, Javon. I think that's a fat number. I'm going to pull up the splits. I know Denver is the best team in the West, but Javon, have they been playing like it? I'd say the Lakers have been playing like the best team in the West left. And maybe they're just getting disrespected again. I don't know. But putting LeBron James as a 6.5-point dog catches my eye. Is Denver a little bit public? Sure. They are. W Zooms, Josh. W Zooms. Are the Nuggets public? Yeah. They are a little public. Do you blame the public? No. But I'm
No.
a little surprised. The splits aren't terrible. They're not good. But I was probably expecting a little bit more action on the Lakers, with it being LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I'm pretty sure Anthony Davis is a full go tonight. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's good to go.
Yeah.
I want to take Denver and lay the points. Javon, where's your head at in game one?
Yeah, I mean, I think the line's maybe a tad long, but at the same time, the Nuggets have been absolutely dominant at home, not just throughout like the playoffs, but the entirety of the regular season. So maybe that's a little bit of the respect that we see baked into this line. So I don't really know what I want to do here. I do think the total catches my eye a little bit, though. I think I want to go under. If you want to scroll over to the splits to that, I'd be a little interested to see. Yeah, I mean, not too much action, but I do think first game in Denver, this one's going to be a kind of a defensive chess match for parts of it, especially when you talk about the matchup that we see down low between Jokic and Davis. So I wouldn't be surprised here for it to be a little slower paced at times than we've seen both of these teams really run in certain spots in their previous two series. So I do kind of lean that under, which, I mean, with the Nuggets hanging -6, might just mean if they dominate this game, Lakers aren't scoring much. But I do like that under probably more than anything.
Okay.
41
and
and
yeah,
7 at home. Jesus.
41-7 at home. They are cruising.
I didn't know it was that dominant, but yeah, that's probably why you're seeing a -6. So
Bookies DWs on the Lakers? No.
yeah, if they're 41-7 at home, let me call that bluff.
You like the Lakers now?
I mean, I think they keep it close, and it's a defensive game. So I mean, I probably still like the under more than anything, but the line makes a lot more sense.
Okay. I'm looking at the prize picks board, trying to see where everyone's points props are at. I mean, Joker's down to 27.5. He's been a little bit higher than that recently. LeBron's at 25. I think he's been around there.
Yeah.
AD's at 23. That looks pretty good. Jamal's at 24.5. Sure. Okay. But that Jokic points prop is a little low.
Tad low, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they're expecting an Aaron Gordon legacy game or not, but he's been asked, and he's at 13.5 still. Yeah, I saw it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Him, I want to fade him. I know that's not typically the angle I take, but I just think he sucks. And I'd like to take the under with him. And then also Reeves, I would like to find a way to fade after his offensive outburst the last few games. I think he gets clamped up maybe by who's going to be covering him, you think?
Reeves.
Oh.
Depends where he plays or how much he plays as far as distribution of the first and second units. Yeah, I guess KCP would make sense.
I was going to say KCP, the absolute strap.
Yeah, KCP. Maybe if he gets into that second unit like a Bruce Brown, depends where he plays. So, I mean, pretty solid defenders. I just say they have a minutes mid category now on prize picks. That's wild.
Say that again? Minutes played. Holy smokes. How do we make money in this category?
You don't bet it. That's probably how you make money.
Okay, sure. Chat, Reeves under might be a look tonight. Especially in a game one of a new series. Like, he's about to be a little bit nervous. He's got to be. He's a human being. Coming off some legacy performances, getting strapped up by Bruce Brown and KCP. I mean, Bruce Brown's job is to go out there and play defense.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. He was at the end of the game where Trent had his play of the year on the under. He was coming out there in garbage time.
I know, but you can blame Trent for that. Okay.
Yeah.
Blame Trent for that.
There you go.
All right, chats. Well, I like Denver tonight. I'm not getting scared off. Javon likes the under. All right. If you're looking for some action in this Western Conference Finals game one, either way, it should be pretty electric. Give me AD under points and rebounds. Took it with Brent. That's been an absolute lock since that first game where we had one good game and everyone freaked out, lost their mind, and since then his under PR has been free. All right, chat. Let's talk MLBs. Let's talk some dingers, chat. Why not us? It's Dinger Tuesday. Congrats to those who celebrate. Okay. It's a good day. Vibes are up, way better than a Monday. All right. We've got 15 games today, chat. You know what that means? That means a lot of home run props to go over. That means a lot of home runs probably being hit. Hopefully. Hopefully
Yeah,
those baseballs from yesterday are still lingering around. Right, Jamal?
that would be nice.
My goodness. Where do you want to start? Okay. I'll be honest. I've been balls deep in mulch this morning, so I didn't get a good read on a lot of Dinger Tuesday action pre-show. All right. Why don't you take commands, all right, like DC, and take us through some of these props, and we'll find some others on the way.
Yeah, we can start with probably the most random one, or one of the two most random ones that I kind of like on the board. Um, Going down to the Marlins Nationals game, which is I think the lowest, tied for the lowest total on the board at 7.5, which I am trying to call bluff on that total. I'm taking the over. That's one of the three little best bets I had marked. So I do think maybe we get a little vintage Josiah Gray home run derby type start, which for the Marlins really could be 2 or 3 solo shots, especially with the fact the Marlins are laying like minus 170, which I thought was a little fat. But one of the guys that I like that also very conveniently has half a base up today is Peyton Burdick for the Marlins off of Josiah Gray, who sneakily, I mean, you look at him since he's been up and he's been, he's like 4 for 20. He's been hitting the ball hard though, especially off speed. And I know Josiah Gray pumps a lot of fastballs, but when he has been messing up recently since he's been kind of this new pitcher, it's been a lot of off speed. That's where he's been getting hit the hardest. So Peyton Burdick, who's up here also for half a base, which is also pretty much a good sign for a lot of these Marlins hitters. I do think when they do strike and score some runs, it's probably going to be through the long ball. So really, other than Jorge Soler and maybe the occasional Garrett Cooper, you really want guys in kind of the middle to lay to that lineup who are going to have to do it. So I'm going with him today. I think he gets some runs in this game, and he's one of them.
Is this guy a newbie? Is he a rookie? Does anybody even know who the hell he is?
He's not a rookie, but he's been, I guess, technically, if you're talking like game designation, he might be. Because of like, I don't know how much he played.
Yeah, he might not have played enough games last year. Okay.
Yeah, because I know he was up towards the end of the year. Yeah, I mean, he didn't come up till August. So
that is a crazy last name, like our guy John's pointing out in chat. Burdick. Sure.
Wild.
Unbelievable. That's not the kind of last name you want.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
No. A last name like that would get me into the courthouse to try to change it. Yeah.
It's wild.
And they'd probably ask for my name, and I'd say, I'm Mr. Burdick. And they'd say, are you here for a name change? I'd say, yes, sir.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
Okay. Peyton Burdick, ladies and gents, plus 700. Doesn't matter. He's hitting a nuke. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
To talk about this game for 1 second. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying he should be hitting a little higher in the lineup now that I mean he's really up because their entire outfield is hurt and now Chaz is hurt too. So he's probably not going to be too deep in the back of the lineup. Maybe get a little 6 spot, which would be cool. Get a little additional AB.
Yeah,
but I do like that. I'm taking us over a base for sure. But
okay. I will say that's a crazy line move for how good the Nats have been against left-handed pitching and how good Josiah Gray's been recently. I'm scared. I think the Marlins are a good look today. I think they'll win. Now, do you want to lay the minus 166? Maybe not. Maybe the team total for Miami, which is a crazy person bet. Over 4 minus 125 or over 4.5 plus 110. Maybe that's the best bet in that game. But we'll go over that more, chat. We're just talking dingers right now. We're talking dingers. Yeah, Javon, I'm with you. Same read in that game, though. Same read in that game.
Yeah, I like
what else. What else you got?
Another one that's kind of I guess for home runs, a weirder guy because he doesn't hit very many of them. But going to a goat, I like Ty France today.
Hey.
Open that Mariners Red Sox game. So I mean, Ty France has been one of the better curveball hitters in the league. I mean, it's been his best pitch to hit for quite some time now, even over the past couple of years that I've been following him. But he has a really good matchup here with Nick Pivetta, and I'm looking at some of the odds as well, not just on his home run, but can't tell you the last time I've seen him as the favorite to score a run in the game for the Mariners. And yes, it's going to be, weird odds, I guess you could say, with Fenway Park. It's kind of the Coors effect, but even sitting above some of the guys hitting about ahead of him in the lineup, that's a little weird. He also has that prop up on Prize Picks as well for half a run, but the matchup says it all. I think you're going to get a lot of curveballs from Nick Pivetta. We talk about Ty France. That's really where a lot of his power is supplied when he's on the road. So I could see him absolutely knocking a little curveball that Nick Pivetta hangs, launch that over the monster. So go with a go.
Sure. Totals up to 10. They're playing in Fenway Park. I mean, we saw what the Cardinals did there last series. We've seen what they've done at Fenway Park all year. I mean, those games soar over until we see something different. This is a game we should be trying to target guys on Dinger Tuesday. Plain and simple.
Yeah, for sure.
Plain and simple. There's got to be some other dudes. Let's scroll up a tad.
In this game?
Joshy? Yeah, there's got to be another dude in here, maybe. I mean, Devers is starting to get going. I don't know.
It's against
Castillo, though, you're probably right, and that's probably why you picked a guy on Seattle, and he hits the curveball very well, like you said. Is there another Mariner who potentially could go yaya off of Pivetta today?
I mean, if I had to pick another that would make the most sense, like pitch arsenal wise, would probably be Jared Kelenic. But I would like probably a righty against Pivetta, who's been historically, I believe, a reverse splits guy. I could be wrong on that. Can double check that, but yeah, I just landed on Ty France because pretty easily the best matchup. I guess Eugenio Suarez probably not a bad look either, but he did go yard yesterday, I believe. So I hate that, but I don't know. Interesting game.
Someone in chat said Castillo's fantasy score is a little low.
I mean, it's probably just a Fenway tax at this point.
Fenway tax. Also, let's not act like he's been pitching, to the best of his ability over the last couple starts. He hasn't been bad. But he hasn't been great.
Yeah, he's
been. Look at his last couple of fantasy scores. He's been in the 20s in 2 of his last 3. So, I mean, I wouldn't hate taking his less than fantasy score. I'm probably not going to play it, but there's going to be runs in that game, probably more than we expect, like there's been all season at Fenway Park.
I will say, too, Kelenic is up for a fantasy score today, which has not happened very often. So that's definitely.
I was looking at his stats while you're talking. I mean, he's been hitting nukes this year. He's got 8, but he's only had 1 in his last 12 games. Maybe a trip to Boston is all it's going to take for the lefty to hit one. Wrap it around the pesky pole, right?
Yeah, and I mean for him, you want to catch him. I don't want to say streaky because he really doesn't have or hasn't had terrible, bad cold streaks yet this season. But when he's hitting really, really well, you probably want to get on them then. And a trip to Fenway where he's already started, he was 2 for 5, hitting the ball really hard yesterday, scored 3 times too. Might be the time to hop on the guy.
Yeah.
So got a hit in 5 of 6, including the last couple games. So I don't know, man. Maybe he just stays hot.
All right. So we got France and Kelenic in that game. Javon, you got any other dudes you came prepped with, or should we start crafting?
I did. Another name that people might not know, because I want to go to Coors, try to pick one out in that game, because you got 2 guys on the mound who are throwing low 90s, if that. So, I mean, that's probably the squarest play on the board is that over, and I'm certainly not fading it. So I tried to pick out a guy to go yard there. Went with Matt McLain in his second career game, I believe it is, or not second career game, but he got his first career hit, I believe, yesterday. Coming up for the Reds here, a guy who I'm pretty excited about. A lot of, talk about, to look at the Just Baseball guys, are very excited to see this guy come up. But he's going against a pitcher who, again, is sitting low 90s, if that today. And he's a guy who's a great fastball hitter, especially when he's at this velocity. So I think what I saw from him yesterday was very, very promising. So I guess he's a guy who I'm looking to tag some barrels today and take one out of Coors. Odds look awfully low as well. I don't know if you look at some of these, I guess, like the power hitters, which there's not too many of them in this game that usually get a lot of respect on a lot of these odds, other than a Randall Grichuk. I guess you can see CJ Cron's not here, so you don't have the typical guys at the top. Chris Bryant, I guess, is at the top for the most part today. And you got Matt McLain, who barely, he has one major league hit that he's sending up with all the big boys. So maybe he tags that first one today. You're muted.
I said I love that. Matt McClain, never heard of him. Doesn't matter. Sure. Plus 450.
Yeah, why not?
You said this kid got his first hit the other day. And yeah, Alex, this does need to be talked about again. Javon, you're a freak for that, dude.
Yeah,
you're a freak for that.
That was crazy.
Chat, if you guys aren't listening to Javon with his home run whispering, I don't know what – I can't help you. The guy went to the game last night. He picked out 2 dudes who hit Knicks. Grow up. Start paying attention.
I mean, it helped.
Chase. Let's go, Chase. Let's go, Chase.
Yeah, W's, about that bro. Too. How about that too? You finally got the under.
W's, bro. We got one. I didn't know if it was ever going to happen. I'll be honest, chat. I did not know if it was ever going to happen. But we got one. We hit an under, and it wasn't even a sweat, chat. We deserve that after that series. My goodness. Every game next series will go under. Let's bet him, Chase. Why not us? All right. Let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. We can stay in this game, though, Javon. I was doing some research in the back end. I like the Rockies tonight. I like the line move. I like POD Pete's angle of fading rookies on the road, and that's a really tough place to have. I'm pretty sure it's Williamson's debut, and I'm pretty sure he went to TCU as well.
He did, yeah. He is a Lodolo twin, a big lanky lefty, except he doesn't throw nearly as hard. But yeah,
that's not good.
Yeah, I don't love his arsenal tonight going into Coors. That's a scary thought. So
yeah, well, I'll tell you what I do love is the Rockies on the ML here. Probably is that square over going to hit? Probably. Yeah, I like that as well. Here's some guys that are up on Prize Picks that I wanted to talk about, and you could kind of go over if you think they're going to hit nukes or not. That I thought was weird. I know Brenton Doyle is coming off of 3 home runs in his last 2 games. So maybe we don't target him, okay? Or maybe we do if you love his matchup because he's going to Coors today. And then there's also this guy, Michael Togila.
Yeah.
Probably pronounced that wrong. I apologize. But this kid's could hit a nuke as well. And I think he's only played in like 30 games in his career. He played a couple last year. He's up on Prize Picks for 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, I believe. I don't know where he's going to be hitting in a lineup. But maybe that's a dude we target on the Dinger Tuesday board.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. He also hasn't played this year. This will be his first official ABs, and look at where he's sitting in the odds too. Right next to McClain, up there with all the big boys. I looked at that too.
One of those guys. One of those dudes is hitting a nuke.
Yeah, most
okay. The books are probably like, fuck it, this game's going to have 1 million runs. We don't even know who's hitting what, but we're going to put these 2 dudes up there because one of them's hitting a nuke. We're going to put them both to plus 450.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It's like it's really weird that these guys are up there, and I don't know if he's for sure going to be in the lineup, so that's probably one that going to wait to lock in and see where he's at. But if he is playing, that's definitely a extremely interesting line along with McClain there.
Yep. And you're right. He has not had an at-bat this season. He has played in a game, though. He must have pinch ran or something. May 15th. Yeah, yesterday. He must have pinch ran. Okay.
Probably, yeah.
Awesome chats. He's not on FanDuel. Okay. I don't know if that means he's hitting a nuke, or I don't know if that means it's because he's not playing.
Yeah, could be one of the 2.
Okay. All right. We move. Thoughts on Melendez? Wells Bo was saying. I don't know if I'd want to take any nukes in that game. We can take a peep. You want to take a peep? I think the total's coming down. I probably wouldn't be betting this over in San Diego, but
I mean, I don't like. I'm not going to bet the under necessarily because it's hit so many in a row. I'm pretty sure for the Padres, but I refuse to take anything in Padres games for talking props until they start scoring. It's just tough. It's like I don't care for that game.
All right. Well, let's find another game we think, unless you have another guy up your sleeve.
I did have one that I am looking at.
You got one more up your sleeve? Yeah.
Yeah, one more.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
which I don't know what his deal is. Or no, he just moved down. He's still probably playing. But William Contreras against Jordan Montgomery is one that I like today. The Brewers have been going with this new lineup against lefties where Owen Miller and William Contreras have been hitting, 1-2, I believe. I know Owen Miller has been leading off a lot. I think Contreras follows that. But against lefties, they've been a big part of why they haven't sucked nearly as much against lefties in the past handful of weeks. And I love his matchup against Jordan Montgomery today. I do think the Brewers are going to bounce back after the showing yesterday. Don't think many people are going to want to back them. Wade Miley, who started to regress finally and show the real Wade Miley in last start against the Dodgers. You have a total that's at the same spot, so I don't know if we see a ton of runs like yesterday, but do think if the Brewers are going to score some runs today off Jordan Montgomery, which I think they do, it's going to have to come from one of the guys that are lefty killers. So him and Owen Miller are the guys that I was looking at. Give me William Contreras.
Okay. I want Iguodala. That's what it sounds like when you say you want Contreras at all these dudes. Yeah. Why is Rowdy at plus 800 in this game?
Lefty.
Yeah, okay. Yep. He's not hitting shit off a lefty. You're right.
Yeah.
Good call. Shout out Rowdy Tellez, though. Yeah, if he even plays. You're right. They might give him a rest day against lefty. Shout out Rowdy, though. He's been doing his damn job this season. He's on pace for 40 home runs, or he was a couple days ago at least.
Yeah, he's been good.
Shout out Rowdy. Love watching that dude play. All right. Is that all the guys you had up your sleeve?
Yeah, it's all the ones I brought ready. But
okay.
Here if you got
anything. Yeah, let's try to find a game that we think there's going to be a bunch of runs. We'll start with that. I mean, Baltimore, LA, still Seth Creamer.
Yeah.
There could be some nukes in that game.
Certainly could. I don't know what the Angels' plan is there. I don't know if they're running Seth out as a full start like they tried to do last year, if he's just an opener / pen guy, or I don't know if anybody in the chat knows. Fill us in. Because, I mean, that Angels bullpen is trash. All of it is. So, I mean, there could be some nukes. I wouldn't be surprised to see a guy like Mountcastle start getting hot again. He's been pretty terrible for, a couple of games now since he had the little hot streak. So I wouldn't be shocked for him to snap out of that if we get an Angels bullpen game.
And you said Mountcastle, not Santander?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at going to Santander, except he did kind of just go yard yesterday. Try to avoid those guys.
Yeah. Okay, he's up for a run on Prize Picks. Looks like Mountcastle's only up for TBs.
Ooh, that's been an interesting sign for him. Especially, I mean, how terrible he's been. I can only imagine that's pretty red, right?
It is very, very, very red. I mean, he's had goose eggs in 4 of the last 5 games.
Yeah, not seeing the ball too well, but that 1.5 has been a pretty good sign for him. And I don't know what we're going to see from the Angels bullpen necessarily as far as pitchers go, but if there's any time to do it, would love for it to be now.
Gosh, he hasn't hit a nuke in forever. He's been cold as ice.
Yeah.
Where do you think his odds? What do you think about his odds compared to the rest of the board in that game?
I mean, he really doesn't move around too much per se. So I mean, his odds are probably just about right where they usually are.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, there's guys at the top, like he's not going to be above Trout, Ohtani, Santander, or Renfroe unless he's facing probably a lefty. So he's probably right about where he should be.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm down to lock that in and sprinkle. Maybe Mountcastle gets hot after 6 strikeouts in his last 2 games. Sure. Pete Cade has another great comment in chat. Dane Dunning blow-up start. I actually agree. I hate to say it, but I mean, I might be fading my guy Dane Dunning today. I don't even care if the line's coming back towards Texas, 10 cents. Texas is public. I think they're fake sharp today. I want to back Schuster, who's been terrible against the Rangers, who've been insane at home, and Dane Dunning, who has a sub-2 ERA chat. This guy's been cracked out. He's been a little too good, if you ask me. And that total opened up at 10. I know there's been a ton of runs in Texas this year, Javon, obviously. I know these offenses are 2 of the best in baseball, and I know these 2 arms. Schuster sucks, at least in his 2 starts he's made. Dane Dunning sucks, but he's been great this season. I kind of want to fade, and I'm with it on that blow-up start. And I thought that minus 120 opener for Atlanta with Schuster on the bump was pretty telling, even with the line move coming back. So I wouldn't be opposed to taking some Braves bats.
I wouldn't either. I do think the Rangers won the game. I think they bounced back from that embarrassing performance, but I don't know if Dane Dunning is necessarily going to pitch well to do it. So I wouldn't be mad at taking some bats in this game. I mean, the one that always stands out when I see him top of the board with a pretty large gap between him and somebody else is Matt Olson, who also has a run prop on Prize Picks today. He was frankly hitting the shit out of the ball yesterday. He hit probably two of the hardest outs I think I've seen in person. He was hitting the ball well. Even against a lefty, he roped a gap or a double into the gap, which I thought was really, really impressive going the opposite way. So that's always a great sign for Matt Olson. I've noticed when he is hitting balls, not just lefty, but to the opposite field. That means he's really seeing the ball well. So maybe he gets hot this series. Who knows? And Dane Dunning is definitely due for a little blow up here. So I would go with Olson, if anything, the favorite there.
Okay. Is the only reason you like the Rangers today because they got clapped yesterday and you expect them to bounce back?
Well, they also the Braves opened minus 120. Now the Rangers are sitting minus 110-ish. So, I mean, those two together, combined with Schuster being a pretty terrible matchup for them, kind of like Cody Bradford was for the Braves yesterday, I think they bounced back with some runs.
Okay. And I think I disagree with you thinking it's weird that they opened up minus 120, and that's a good sign for the Rangers.
I don't think the opener was weird, but I want to lean with
you like the line move. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Rangers top 5 in OPS versus lefties. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. On paper, this should be an easy win. I don't know why they opened up an underdog.
Yeah.
That was kind of my angle. You know?
No, that's fair.
And the Rangers are public, so it's going to come back a little bit. But I don't know. You could be right.
Yeah.
I like Matty O. You said he's seen the ball well. I mean, you saw him in person yesterday. He was smacking him.
To be fair, I mean, everybody for the Braves was seeing the ball yesterday. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw Kevin Pillar pimp that home run, bro.
That was awesome.
I was walking down to the seats because I mean the beer line was literally an hour long. So I was walking down right as he's up there, and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to see this. And then I see him hit a ball. I was like, all right, pop up. And then I look at him, he pimps it. And I'm like, wait a minute. I start looking towards left field, and whoever was in left field, I don't know who was, or center field, stops running. And I was like, wait a minute. That is nowhere even close to the field.
Yeah, it was a nuke job. Nuke job. Let's fucking go, Javon. You're locked in, man. You're locked in.
Need it.
All right. Any other games? We're expecting a bunch of runs. Let's peep these late night games. I mean, Oakland, Arizona.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
You're good on that?
It's like, I mean, talk about this is probably the core play of the day, it seems like. This over. And it's juice is moving down, plus it's home runs, so you're targeting that in Oakland, which I don't really love. So I mean I'll stay away from this one in all likelihood.
Okay. Well, we've got 8 dudes up here for Dinger Tuesday. Will a couple of them maybe not play today? Sure. Maybe not. Maybe these random McGee's won't. But we've got options for you guys, chat. Some of them you might know. Some of them are close to 300. Some of them are damn near close to plus 700. Okay, chat? We've got Peyton Burdick plus 700. Ty France plus 500. Jared Kelenic plus 425. Matt McClain plus 450. Got Michael Taglia plus 450, sure. William Contreras plus 550. Ryan Mountcastle to break out of his slump at plus 475, chat. And we've got Matt Olson, the shortest odds out of everyone we have up here, plus 295. Hold the fry. All right, chat. Plenty of options. We've got some that are more, favorites, bigger name guys, right? Matt Olson, Ty France types. And then we've got some randos. Always got to diversify, chat.
Got to.
Always. All right. Dubs. Chat, if you guys have not purchased your Book It merch yet, please, please, please buy some merch. buy some merch. Okay. I did a giveaway yesterday, $100, trying to get people to buy some merch. Would love for my BTL goats to cop a shirt for my 400 plus dudes in here who were trying to find winners. All right. Cop yourself some swag. It doesn't have to be BTL or Shore or whatever. Cop whatever you like. Okay. But those BTL shirts are comfy as heck. And the gray one, I think, is fresh as heck. The black one is simple. And the Shore shirt's fresh as well. I like the design. I like how it came out, chat. Use promo code BTL. You get 15% off. Wells Boa, you said he's copping. Let's go. Use promo code BTL. All right. For 15% off. It's all in chat. Okay. Support the boys. Okay. Did you tail one of Javon's home run milky props last night to the cash? If you did, buy a shirt. Okay. Have you been tailing the squad rides that Javon, I mean, at this point, crazy 83, 52, and 2. Have you guys tailed any of those? Maybe buy a shirt. Support the boys. Okay. W Corp merch, Falser in chat. Love it. All right. Support the team. Get some merch. Use the promo so it's cheaper. All right, chat. Dubs. Javon, you want to power through these MLB games?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. There's 15 of them. All right. If you don't love anything, we don't need to drag on, and same goes for me. All right. We'll start with LA and Baltimore. We'll start at the top of the list. Okay. Shout out Little Man, who was at the game last night. Did you see that? Our guy?
I did see that. Yep.
Sure. Chat. You guys see Little Man? Did you guys see Little Man getting disrespected by this weirdo who brought a glove to the game and caught the home run ball? I know you guys can't hear it, so I'll tell you what's going on. This guy recording says, "Hey, I'm with the guy who caught the home run ball. Are you going to give it to Little Man? You got to give it to Little Man. He's right up there. The Mullins guy." And he's like, "Who?" And the guy talking with the camera is like, "The Mullins guy." And the dude is such a gump. He goes, "Well, I'm the Mullins guy today." I would like that. I hope that guy stubbed his toe so damn hard on the way home from that game. This guy stinks. Is this Zach Hampel? People are saying in chat, no way this is Zach Hampel.
Yeah, that's him.
That's the piece of crap who goes around stadium to stadium stealing baseballs from little kids with the glove.
Yeah.
What a loser that guy is. What a loser. Look at him, everybody, chat. That is not who you want to be. That guy goes park to park, stadium to stadium, a grown-ass man with gray hairs on his head with a baseball glove, like he's playing in the game, taking home runs from kids, not giving Little Man the respect he deserves. Unbelievable. This guy's got 1,000 baseballs. Little Man's there on his birthday to see the team, and you blew it, dude. You blew it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I do hate that guy more than Judge. I want that on record. This guy's a scumbag. He's a scumbag. I don't like this dude. I would say it right to his face, too. I hope I come across him at a Nats game. I hope I do. Give that little pipsqueak a piece of my mind. All right, chat. That guy is my arch enemy. 100%. 100%. 100%. This game tonight, though, L bet last night on the Orioles chat. That's on me. It looks so freaking good. It looked so freaking good until it didn't, until Shohei hit a ball 500 feet. Today, though, we got Silseth. Javon, you already said it. We don't really know what the plan is with Silseth on the bump. And we got Creamer up there for Baltimore. I like the over in this game. Again, these Camden overs have been printing the Orioles offense. I know they lost last night, but they've been fine. The Angels offense has been scoring, plenty, and their bullpen is dog shit. So if the Orioles can just hang around and get Silseth or whoever out of that game, I mean, even if they're using him as an opener, Javon, going to that bullpen, I'd honestly prefer that.
Yeah.
I prefer that even better because their bullpen is a trash can. All right. So, they get a bunch of Patty C's coming out of there. Okay. Give me the over in this game. Maybe it's a square angle. I don't care. I've seen so many of these Orioles games go over in square spots because these young boys rate. They do. They come through. They respect corn. That's where I'm at in that game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you there too. Hate going back to it after what we saw yesterday. I think the over hit in like the fourth inning, but can't really do much else. Especially, I mean, Kramer, I believe his last start was the Himothy performance against the Rays, so I'm fine fading him coming off of that. Even though I faded him in that game and it was absolute donkey piss. I don't even think he got halfway to the total. So I'll go back to it again. Take a look.
Okay. All right, Dubs. What about the Nats versus Miami? We already touched on it a little bit, chat. I like Miami, unfortunately, for my Nats today. I mean, that line move is crazy with how well the Nats offense Honestly, just how well the frickin' Nats have been playing, chat. Put some goddamn respect on their names and put some respect on Patty C's name. Do it. Do it, chat.
He's kind of been out.
Read the damn tweet. He is back. He is back. Patty Ice. Remember that name from 4 years ago? You might not. The dude's been locked down the last couple starts, man. He's been great. 5 out of 6 quality starts. Anyways, that's enough Corbin talk from last night. Tonight, I think it's pretty ridiculous with how well Josiah Gray's pitched and how well we've hit lefties and how bad Luzardo's looked, honestly, overall this season. For that line to move that much and for Miami to be minus 166, they're probably going to find a way to win, and our offense is probably going to be useless today, is what I'm thinking. And Josiah Gray could not be more due for some home runs. He could not be more due.
Yeah, certainly. And I like the over. This is I think I said it earlier, this is my one where I want to call a bluff on the low total, and I'm taking the over here. I think the Nationals, they're really good against lefties, but it's usually lefties without strikeout stuff, like the David Petersons of the world, the Joey Lucchese's, those type pitchers. Luzardo, like in theory, has more strikeout stuff, but hasn't been very good lately. You look at him, he's getting hit up in a lot of his starts. He's looked human. Strikeout numbers are down. Spin rates are down. Everything's down. So I think they get to him today. I think Josiah Gray gives us some nukes. Both these pitchers also have a little bit of a walk issue, which is why I was just combing through the pitcher props. They're like both minus 200 to walk 2 guys. So some free base runners in a game where you only need 8 runs is a pretty big help too, especially if I'm expecting on one side Josiah Gray give up maybe a big blast or 2. So hopefully those guys are on base for that. So I think we get some runs here, even if it may be like pulling teeth trying to get these runs.
Yeah, well, they'll get on base. It's just going to be tough getting them home.
Yeah, there is a lot.
The Nats don't hit nukes, you know?
Yeah, Macy's kind of spitting too. There's a lot of props up for a game that is tied for like the lowest total on the board today, which I thought was a little strange.
And you remember what I texted you last night? What? You might have been too many ball game beers deep, but yes, Manassas. He's having, maybe the results haven't been there, although he's honestly, if I went back and looked at his stats over the last 30 days, he'd probably be hitting over 300. He's been seeing the ball great, and he's facing a lefty tonight, Javon. He loves hitting lefties. I don't see how we don't take him, runs, hits, RBIs, or fantasy score either. But the fantasy score is low as heck.
That's what I was about to say. What if I told you he had 26 last night, and he's got lowered from 6.5 to 5.5?
I know it is low. But I honestly don't even care, man. Like Joey's been seeing the ball great. He gets another young lefty up there on the bump today. He's in the middle of the order. He's going to be bringing home the runs if we score any. It's going to be Joey.
Yeah,
he's the only guy that's really been doing it. It's been him and Abrams, which is crazy to say at the bottom of the order. Those are the only 2 guys who actually deliver and bring in runs.
Hey, don't sleep on Lane.
But I'm with you.
Sleep on Lane.
I know, but Lane only stuff when it doesn't matter. Like Lane will never score a run when we're down 1. He never will. He only does cool stuff when we're getting clapped.
Hey, I mean, he did kind of start the game yesterday pretty hot. I think he had he was up for hits, runs, and RBI yesterday, and I think he immediate double and score, which I think Meneses drove him in. But he's up for that again.
Hey,
don't have a problem with that.
No Lane Thomas hate from over here.
He's
only love. He's a beast. Yeah. All right, let's keep moving, chat. All right. Pitt Detroit. I don't really have much on this one, my man. What do you like? Detroit, I guess.
Yeah, kind of lean Tigers. I think their bats wake up. They match up pretty well against Luis Ortiz. It's never a bad idea fading the Pirates bats until they figure it out either, even with Lorenzo on the bump. So I lean them. Not terribly excited about it, but it's what I'm on.
Okay. We'll be on. I'm with you. I lean Detroit. What about New York, Toronto? After that weird game last night with a lot of weird stuff. Fights, yelling, ejections, cheating, the whole 9 yards. Yankees win when I was betting on them. Also, I swear to God, every time I bet on the Yankees, they win. And every time I bet on the Yankees, Aaron Judge hits a nuke. I swear to God. I'm going to start tracking it.
Should.
All right? It's like clockwork, dude. It's nuts. But today, we've got Domingo Germán going up against Gausman. Javon, you got any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the square side on the board that I lean the most, which I guess is not that square in theory because he hasn't been pitching particularly well. He's had a couple blowouts, but I think Gausman deals today. I think looking at this game, not that the line doesn't make sense, but seeing him at a bigger price than they were yesterday after they just got blown out makes me kind of think the script flips a little bit. And we get kind of the same performance flipped, and the Jays maybe rake off Herman a little bit, turn it into a little bit of a home run derby early, and then Gausman just goes out there and shuts it down, especially with that total down to 8 now. So I do think the Jays kind of roll here. I wouldn't be mad, even at home, maybe taking that -1.5, because I do think that they deal. Maybe the first 5 -0.5, however you want to attack it, other than laying the money line. But I do think that he comes out and shoves today.
Okay. For the team, for the country, defeat the cheaters.
Yeah.
Do it.
Got to.
Do it, Toronto. All right. We've got Tampa Bay and the Mets. Chat, the Mets are in piss, man. Look, we talked about it last week. We're not going to go over too much, but the Mets are struggling. I mean, they haven't hit a nuke in 50 games. Pretty crazy. Yeah, Josh, we're going to skip over a couple of those. But the Mets have not hit a nuke in 50 at-bats, not 50 games. Jesus. 50 at-bats. They've been cold as ice. Pete Alonso was the last one to do it for them. We're not going to play the video, Josh, that I wanted to show everybody because we don't have volume. But Mets fans are the worst was my other point about this game. But let's talk about your Rays going against the ice-cold Mets. What do you think about tonight against Verlander? That opener plus 115 with Beeks. I initially leaned the Rays, but it's also still back in the 31-11 team against an ice-cold team, the Mets, who stink right now. So I didn't want to overthink it, but I thought that line was a little short to open up against Verlander with how good he's looked so far this season in his couple starts. But the line's moved 20 cents towards the Mets since the line dropped. So now I'm kind of out. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I maybe was a little bit surprised at the price, but at the same time, when it's been Beeks and some combination of whether it was Fleming or Yanni Chirinos, who it is today, following him, there hasn't been a lot of respect on the Rays lines. So the opener didn't shock me. The move probably did a little bit, even with, I think, first start in Queens, so it's a big hyped up debut. Rays first game of a road trip haven't been good on the going into these games offensively, and you have Yandy Diaz now, who I don't know if he's confirmed out or whatever, but he left the game. He might be out, might be day to day. So the one thing I certainly do not want to be doing is having my coin on the Rays if it ends up being their first game without Yandy Diaz in the lineup, because that's when they look probably the most pitiful. So I would not be touching the Rays today personally, especially if they put out that lineup. But if Yandy isn't there, it changes a little bit. You'll probably see a little bit of a change in the price too, but I'm not touching the Rays today.
Okay. I probably won't either, but I definitely lean the Rays on the ML, especially with Verlander making his first start in Citi Field.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What about Seattle ball powering through here? Josh, we got to show this graphic, though, for the Seattle-Boston game if possible. The people need to know. And Cal Raleigh deserves his respect. Oh, next one. Cal Raleigh, first catcher ever, which blows my mind, dude. First catcher ever to hit a nuke from both sides of the plate at Fenway Park. How awesome. Wouldn't want it for anybody else besides maybe Alejandro Kirk. But Cal Raleigh, I mean, would love this dude. Electric Factory.
The GOAT.
Isn't that a crazy stat, though? How is that the first time a switch-hitting catcher has hit a nuke from both sides of the plate at that old-ass stadium?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of weird.
That's kind of wild.
How many switch-hitting catchers are there, though?
Not many, and catchers suck at hitting, I know, for sure, right? If you really think about it, I guess it makes a little more sense. But, I mean, dude, that stadium is old as dirt. You're telling me there's never been a catcher who's hit one from both sides in all those games? That's nuts. Yeah, Posada, that guy's probably played 100 games at Fenway Park. He never did it?
That's true.
Veritek wasn't a switch hitter, though, was he?
Yeah, he was, right? Was he?
Let's see. Yeah, he was. He was.
Yeah.
The captain. God, I missed him. He was one of my favorite players growing up. I was a fat little white kid who was a catcher, and I loved Jason Veritek and the Red Sox at that point. I did.
There you go.
And then he punched A-Rod in the face, and I liked him even more. How about it? What about this game today, though? Seattle-Boston. We already talked about it, right? You like the Corp? You kind of like the Corp over here?
Kind of do. I mean, I would probably lean as anything more the corp side, taking some of the Mariners, whether it's just laying the ML or maybe the first 5 minus whatever. Because I mean, Pavetta matches up terribly against the Mariners bats, and I really hate getting the Mariners bats involved in anything because they've been terrible. What the hell?
W's.
They've been terrible. Outside of yesterday, they're starting to wake up. Now you got Castillo Pavetta, which is obviously a very lopsided pitching matchup. So I don't know if I have the balls to go with the super square side, especially considering what happened yesterday. But a lot of those guys, like not just Ty France, they should destroy Pavetta. So it's tough. Maybe if you just want to not be super square, take the over. Sure, probably not a bad look, but I can't get myself getting sharp with the Red Sox today for sure.
Okay. All right. What about Milwaukee, St. Louis? Turns out it wasn't just Fenway and the friendly hitting conditions there. Nolan Arenado has now hit a nuke in 4 straight games. He wrapped one around the left field pole that we're about to show you guys here in a minute. Nolan Arenado, he's back. Hitting nukes. I think they put up 18 runs last night. Wild. Great bet on the under there, Crabs. God damn it. Javon, what are your thoughts, though, today on Milwaukee and St. Louis? Do you like Milwaukee to show some hearts, or do you think the Cardinals stay hot?
I think it's going to be a much closer contested game, but I still probably lean the Cardinals here, but I'm not going to bet it. I don't feel like laying that price, which baked into it is the Brewers' struggles against lefties, which have slightly been mitigated ever so slightly since they started rolling out this new lineup, but they're still overall very bad against left-handed pitching. And you obviously have Wade Miley, who maybe baked into that as a guy who started to regress and probably is going to continue to for the rest of the season. So I'm not going to fade the Cards today other than taking William Contreras, but I can't get myself to lay the price on them either. So I'm just going to sit back and watch this one.
Sure. Crabs be pitching more cake than Trent. Derek, I literally went 3-2 yesterday, up a unit, and 1.3 units. I don't understand how dumb you could be. It really blows my mind, brother. It really does. Go hit the lab. Go read a book. Go get smarter. All right. Montgomery, 7 innings, no hits last time they played. Sure. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. We're going to power through these last couple games, Javon. Atlanta, Texas. Anything in that one from you? Texas, ML?
Yeah, lean that way. I want to see where it settles, though.
Okay. I like Atlanta, chat. I do. I like Atlanta ML, even with the line move. Chicago, Houston, Javon. Justin Steele, Javier. I like the Astros with that line move against a much better Steele this season. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, kind of thinking the same. I wouldn't be surprised, too. I definitely like the Marlins one more, but another 7.5 total where I could very well see one of these starters, probably Steele, getting lit up very early in the source over the total. So I do think the Astros get to him quite a bit. Wouldn't be surprised to see another Jordan tank that goes 560. But yeah, that was weird too. I was looking at a Ballpark Pal today to see what names, what stadiums, what matchups they had up there. This was like the consistent best home run park, not as far as like conditions, but I guess they had like Sims or something where this consistently had like the most home runs in the game, which I thought was really strange. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that come to a head against Steele. He finally gets hit up.
Okay. Sure. Give me Houston, Chad. I like them. I like them a lot. Cleveland, White Sox. Javon, Bieber's minus 127 on the road against Lynn. What do you think about that game?
Line kind of stinks. Not gonna lie.
Yep, he's terrible.
Kind of stinks. Not Lynn, the line in the game, because he also does stink. But Bieber has been a little shaky, I guess, early in the year, but he started to settle in and look really, really good in his last handful of starts. I guess you could generalize. So this looks like a really short line. I don't know if I can get myself to do it, but the White Sox certainly look like the sharp play here.
Yeah, but I don't even know if I want to bet Lance Lynn. Feels like a Rucinski situation from last night.
I don't know.
He's been so bad, dude.
All right, Lance Lynn is not exactly Drew Rucinski, to be fair.
He's pitched like it this year, dude. He's been literally one of the worst pitchers in baseball.
Yeah. He's had some good starts too, though.
His fantasy score isn't up, chat. His fantasy score isn't up. He's only at 5.5 hits allowed, though, which has been green the last few.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What else, Javon? We've got Cincinnati and Colorado. You like the Corp over in that game?
Yeah, definitely like the
Okay.
Corp.
Give me the Rockies chats. Kansas City, San Diego. I got nothing in that game. Like you said, until the Padres show us something, let's stay away.
Yeah,
All
for
right.
sure.
Arizona, Oakland last night. Josh, I would love to show the people that clip if we can of that really cool play from the Athletics game last night. You guys can watch while we talk. Are you betting anything in this game, Javon? You said the over is maybe the most public sharp play of the day. I won't be taking that. What are your thoughts on the game, though?
Yeah, I mean, I'm good. I'm good on the game. I think it's a weird one because Tommy Henry has been so good in the last handful of starts since he's been back in the rotation. But also the A's. I mean, the A's kill left-handed pitching. This is kind of a dream matchup for them if you look at it, which is why, I mean, you got people not just fading the A's and fading Kyle Mueller, but they also think the A's bats kind of show up well, which is why the over is so extremely corp. So, I mean, I don't necessarily want to fade it because the A's, you can only get so sharp with them, but I just, again, don't want to touch this game.
Okay. And then Philly, San Fran. What do you think about that game? Line's down 10 cents towards San Fran.
Do want to touch this game. I'm taking the Phillies.
Wow.
Taking the Phillies. Alex Cobb has been him, absolute him. And I don't think he comes out necessarily gets rocked today, but against this Phillies lineup, I think they match up actually pretty well against him. And I think he starts to regress here. And on the other side, Zach Wheeler, it was interesting. I was looking at some of the odds too, because I do think he has a really good start. Obviously, you have a low total with these two pitchers going in San Fran. It's a big discrepancy. And yeah, Clanmucker is saying that the fantasy score difference is probably a little interesting, sitting almost 10 points higher, I believe. But also, you look at the odds for him to get a win, which was weird. He's only plus 100, which is usually reserved for like significant favorites. And this game was a pick 'em at the time that I was looking at it. Now they're only minus 120, so still moving their way. But plus 100 versus a plus 245 for Alex Cobb, which doesn't make much sense at all for a game that's so closely contested on the money line. Both the pitchers have the same pitching outs line, so there's no discrepancy between that either. Doesn't make any sense, but I do think he shoves today, and I think the Phillies bats kind of wake up a little bit against Cobb, maybe have an inning where he starts to blow up and pitches pretty well the rest of the time. So I do like the Phillies.
Words. Good. And then one more game, Javon, tempo and pace, powering through before the squad ride chats. Minnesota versus the Dodgers. I like the Twins. I like the way those bats got going towards the end of that game. I mean, last night you guys saw the end here, the old walk-off walk, sure. Those don't grow on trees. Those don't happen often. But tonight, I wouldn't hate taking a stab on Obear against Kershaw. Maybe we get a bad Kershaw start for the first time in months. He's been cracked out. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he kind of shoves today. I think it's a pretty fat price for them, all things considered. I know he's been good, but Obear's also been good. And we saw, I think the Padres game wasn't too big of a price on him then. And I know the Padres are not the Dodgers, but line respect they get is somewhat similar. So to see this price with Kershaw on the mound was a little surprising, especially with the lower total. So I think he shoves. Not going to go back to him, though, after last night and done. Take my money and run after that game.
Okay. All right. Wouldn't hit the over in that game either, I'll be honest with you, chat, but I think me and Javon disagree. With the late night take me home piece. Hate to say it.
Ooh,
You're right last night, though.
Did forget about that. Kershaw's a little motivated.
Oh, man. R.I.P. That's so fucked up, man.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
R.I.P. Mrs. Kershaw. I hope he goes out there and pitches a fucking gem after Mother's Day.
Yeah.
All right?
Can't fade him.
All right. Yeah, that's fucked, man. Gosh. All right, chat. We've got about 3-4 minutes left. Okay, here's what we got on the agenda. Me and Javon are going to get in the lab for Props.Cash after stream and try to find you guys some PP squares because we don't have time to do that today. Okay, so stay posted on our Twitters. We're going to get in the lab on Props.Cash. If you guys want to start using Props.Cash, use our promo code. It is in chat. I don't know why you wouldn't be using it if you bet prize picks every day. It's the best app to help you hit more prize picks. Use our promo code Book It in chat for 25% off. The app is fine. It's helped me find way more winners. Javon, you too?
Yep, of course.
Sure. Crabs and Cabo? No, I'm at the parents' place. Parents' place today, chat.
Closest thing to Cabo.
Squad ride? Sure. Looks like Cabo after I just put down 100 mulch bags. Looks great. All right, chat. Squad ride today. Tempo and pace, Javon. What is your favorite couple MLB plays?
Yeah, so we can say 3 best bets because people are asking for them again. Since we don't have the graphic up, I went with the over in the Nationals Marlins game, Phillies money line, and then I had the Peyton Burdick half a base. That's the 3.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. What do you think about Houston ML?
I don't have a problem with it.
Okay. The under in the NBA game tonight?
Could be down. Could be down.
I like it. You kind of talked me into that one. We'll go with that. What else, Javon, MLB wise? We could roll with these 3 if we just love them, or we could add. Right now, it's Nats over, Houston ML, and the Lakers under.
And then the Phillies.
You want to do Phillies? Okay, Philly money line, and I like the Rockies, man.
I could be down. I'm down for the Rockies.
You cool with the Rockies? I'd say that's probably my favorite other play remaining. Would be the Rockies. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go Rockies ML chats. All right. You got 2 minutes to vote today. Tempo and pace chat. Get your votes in. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Hurry up. All right. 5 plays, 5 winners chats. The squad rides this season, squad rides this year, 83, 52, and 2. That's pretty darn good, chat. Let's hit another one tonight. Get your votes in. All right. The poll should be up. Say them one more time. I got you. Nats over. Houston money line. Lakers Denver under. Philly ML. And Colorado ML. All right, chat. No poll.
Just loading it up. Good. Just loading it up.
Sure.
Give it a second,
Chat, we're working on it, okay? It's going to be a quick one. We only have a minute. All right? Yeah, just keep saying no poll. That'll help it. Rockies it is.
There we go.
Chats. Poll is up. All right. Go vote. Hurry up. You only have about 30 seconds. Okay, chat? Hope you guys enjoyed BTL Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed it. All right. We'll be back on here tomorrow. You guys already know. And yeah, I hope that, whatever happens in this judge situation, I hope it gets cleared up. I do, because it's probably not going to. I hope he wasn't cheating, but it looked like to me he was. And we'll find out maybe down the line. Maybe we won't. Cheating happens every day in baseball, and you just hate to see role models like that get caught on TV. You hate to see it. You do. Burdick base, yes, chats. A little Burdick base on Prize Picks. Don't forget about it. All right. Chat, the poll is up. Josh, let me know if it's expired or who's winning or what. We can't see it. Let me know.
Phillies are winning it. They're going to win.
Phillies, Dubs, chat. We'll roll with the Phillies tonight. Okay. We'll catch you guys on here tomorrow. Same time, same place. We'll be seeing chat.
We will.
Peace.